Welcome back to a series so influential, the US government subscribed. In today's video, the vice president is now calling out Hassan for shocking his dog. Hassan has responded absolutely crashing out, blaming everybody else. Asmon has responded dying laughing. Hassan is molding at Asmon, saying he would never be able to handle Hassan's level of popularity. He claims the only people that watch Asmon are terminally online. Pot calling the kettle black here. The son of Plato himself, XQC, has responded, cooking Hassan. Hassan is now calling out Adin Ross for not adopting his good values. Comedian Stavros is now defending Hassan, saying people only hate him because he's hot. Negative IQ streamer NMP has given his take. Soda Poppin has responded. Subscribe or you become as miserable as Diddy Pica.
Let's up those numbers!
Now let's begin. So Hassan apparently zapped his dog and we had a ton of stuff go down, right? So now the vice president of the USA is calling out Hassan for shocking his dog. JD Vance drops a Colorgate roast on Hassan.
He has this command place, which is basically if I snap my finger and point, he will run to that place and lay down.
You don't have to zap him.
No.
Hassan.
Not like Hassan Piker. No.
Wasn't that disgusting?
No electrocution of dogs here.
How disgusting is that? What does that tell you about a person?
Well, I think it tells you that they're not, that they're bad people.
Yes.
If you can actually cause suffering to an innocent animal, you're probably the kind of person who doesn't worry about suffering in people as well. Yeah. And that's been my experience. If you mistreat dogs, that's almost 100% sign that you're going to be a really terrible person. So it's one of the ways, we really sort of test people is if Atlas responds well to them, if they like Atlas, we know they're good people. But you can tell if somebody's really mean to animals, it's like the Jeffrey Dahmer thing. Yeah. Like every serial killer ever has actually been really bad to animals. That's sort of how they started.
My God. So apparently the quote unquote Reddit drama, as Hassan would put it, has actually reached the vice president. Did I lie when I said this series is absolute cinema? My God. Now, politics aside, even if you don't like the guy, that was a very common sense take, right? Electrocuting a dog for daring to move from its spot after 5 to 10 hours is insane. And he's completely right. If you can actually harass and torture a living, breathing animal, something as innocent and lovable as a dog, literally man's best friend, chances are you are probably a psychopath and probably capable of some truly heinous, evil shit, even to humans. When you're such a prolific animal abuser that the vice president of the United States of America steps in to publicly destroy you, Hassan Piker's animal torture is now solidified in US history. Wow, I'm shocked, and it's just Gaia. It's just Gaia looking at the screen. The drama continues. This is literally my face right now when I heard this news. This is actually me. Lol, and then after this clip he says, how did Freddy Krueger get started? Well, one of the things they show is young Freddy Krueger torturing animals. He's being compared to an actual serial killer, bro. It's crazy. Hassan unfortunately opened up the leftist movement to a free easy dunk for the Trump admin. All Vance has to do is spread the correct and factual narrative that Hassan lied about and he wins. Hope more people now realize we need different and more honest figureheads on the left. This is absolutely entirely Hassan's fault. Anyways, Hassan has responded and is absolutely molding.
How disgusting is that? What does that tell you about a person?
Well, I think it tells you that they're not. If you mistreat dogs, that's almost 100% sign that you're going to be a really terrible person. So
JD Vance has done spot training for his own dog, so he knows that it is not an abusive practice. And yet he is still leaning into this fucking idea that I'm like abusing my dog, which is crazy because, hello, Kristi Noem, the secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, shot her puppy point blank, his execution style, and then threw the puppy's body in a goddamn landfill in front of construction workers. And the only reason why we know about it is because she wrote about it in her book. What is happening?
What happened, Hassan, is that you're getting absolutely shit on for doing something horrible, right? You got leftists, rightists, and everyone in between calling you out for being a piece of shit, and that is not very hard to understand. Also, this guy always tries to muddy the waters. Obviously, spot training is not the problem, you absolute bumbling moron. He does this on purpose, honestly. You know the problem is the abuse of the shock collar, but he purposely makes the conversation about the place command so that the negative IQ, brain-dead zombies in his chat continue to support him. Also, he brought up some random example of, oh, this other person also did something bad. I mean, how is that relevant? Like, oh, other guys mistreat their dogs as well. I mean, who cares? Here's some advice from Hamas Diddy Piker here, right? Next time you get caught with grand larceny, just say that other people commit crimes too. I'm sure the judge will absolutely accept that defense, right? Hey guys, Hassan is talking about politics. See, no one cares because you abuse your dog. If the word deflect had a clip, dude, this is in the Hamas Piker playbook. You gotta go to chapter 45, right? His fans, oh, right? So then he just calls it Reddit drama.
It is so transparent that these people not only do not give a shit about animal welfare, they don't give a shit about human welfare either. Because remember, this is the vice president we're talking about. The vice president of the United States is talking about Reddit, Twitter drama while we're at the precipice of 40 million American citizens losing their SNAP benefits, as in 40 million Americans are about to starve. 40 million Americans are about to starve in 2 days because the administration does not want to use the existing $6 billion that they have in their contingency funds to keep giving money to people. They are going to go to food banks, will not be able to make up for the lack of SNAP benefits that they get.
Okay, again, just a reminder, I don't discuss politics on this channel. Whatever the heck he was yapping about there, I don't really know if it's accurate or not. If it's Hassan's reporting, I imagine there's something off with it or whatever. But anyways, just look how he's trying to distract people. Oh, you can't call me out for electrocuting my dog because look at this other issue here. Look at this other person here. Bro is floundering like Flats the Flounder from SpongeBob. That's literally him. Buddy is built like that as well. It's diabolical. Look at him. Also, I would like to bring your guys' attention to Kaya over here. The poor dog actually understands what's going on. She's like, please help me, you know, save me from Hassan Piker's stream. I don't even care about the shocks, actually. Shock me a million times. Just don't make me listen to his streams again. Anything but that. Moving on to Asmongold's response.
So apparently JD Vance is talking about Hassan.
He has this command place, which is basically
oh no,
yeah,
like every serial killer ever has actually been really bad to animals. That's sort of how they started.
He just goes all the way. Oh no, he did not like this, bro. He did not bro. He did not like it.
So he knows that it is not an abusive practice, and yet
It's not what he said. That's nothing to do with what he said. How do you have a degree in political science and communications and you don't even understand what he said? It had nothing to do with place training. It had everything to do with how the training was administered.
which is crazy because, hello, Christy Nome. Fucking God, I hate the left. I hate liberalism. I hate everything that's going on every single day of the goddamn week. I hate my life. I hate streaming. I hate socialism. I hate every single person who thinks that the peak of activism is being the most annoying, holier thou.
Every time this drama, like Hassan will do this thing where he'll be like, I'm above the drama, but then I'll talk about it and it will reveal that he knows everything about it. It's like, okay, yeah, sure.
Oh my god, bro. Hassan Piker meltdowns have got to be my favorite show in the entire world. I need to pour myself an ice cold glass of lemonade to enjoy the shit because bro is just having a complete and utter mental breakdown. He just can't fathom that even the vice president is calling him out. He just can't handle people actually prolonging this drama, right? Because he wanted so badly to move on from this, right? To move on from Colorgate. He was talking about how everybody's gonna forget about this in a week, you know, they're just gonna move on, they're gonna go to the next chapter, whatever, but it's just not happening, right? And I think if Trump actually talks about it, Hassan might legit just blow up. He's like, his cells would spontaneously combust or something. Also, good point about his degree. Just the other day, just last episode, Hassan was bragging about his degree in political science, right? And like communication or whatever.
I'm one of the very few people on the internet that quite literally does have the proper accreditation for it. I literally went to college for this and got a degree for this. specifically.
And this guy cannot even interpret basic English. And this guy wants to make it so that the only people who can talk on the internet are people with these sort of degrees, right? And this is the result. This is the result of that. There's nothing wrong with having some qualifications or whatever to get a job or whatever, but don't mistakenly assume that it makes you smarter than anybody else, because then you end up like Hassan Piker here, where you think you're the smartest person in the world, but you're an actual moron, right? And I feel like anytime this guy speaks or interprets a news story, he runs it through the Hassan Piker mind filter and just converts it into something else, right? Like he was talking about shocking his dog, and Hassan immediately goes, well, he was talking about the place command, when that wasn't the crux of his criticism. Apparently the communication guy cannot interpret anything. Hassan being called out by everyone seems to do serious mental damage to him. I think Hassan Piker just went speechless for the first time in his life. At this point, I'm waiting for aliens to arrive on Earth, make first contact, and then immediately start roasting Hassan. Imagine we finally encounter aliens in a spaceship, and the first transmission we get is that, did Hassan Piker shock his dog? That would be cinema. I'm telling you guys, the aliens are watching the legendary series. Everybody in the galaxy is subscribed, and I'm telling you. He understood what Van said. Yeah, he probably did, and he purposely chose not to. Or he's just stupid. I don't know. This will always be his legacy, and he will never escape this. Never let him forget this. Just like we always bring up Mike from PA being a terminal simp anytime he tries to act hard, you should always bring up Hassan shocking his dog anytime he tries to be taken seriously at all. A third color has struck the White House. Seeing Hassan squirming and trying everything in the communist playbook to get out of accountability for thunderbolting his dog. Moving on to Hassan calling out Asmongold. Hassan thinks Asmon wouldn't be able to handle the same level of scrutiny that he gets.
I do find a lot of this to be repulsive. And I do think that the average person, like, I'll keep it $1.50. If Asmongold had the same level of scrutiny from the same dedicated smear campaigners that I have, or even a fraction of the attention, I think he would be ritualistically humiliated on the timeline. Now, obviously, he is incapable of feeling shame. That's why he constantly promotes the fact that he doesn't shower, or even hypes up and embellishes how little he cares about drinking water, for example. Like, he's exaggerating. Like, he knows that that's like a marketable position for a lot of the people that also exhibit his lifestyle, that spend every waking moment online. Okay, he likes it. He likes when people go crazy over this stuff. When he says like, "Oh, I'm not showering because it's like fucked up my evolution or whatever." Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's because it's literally become a meme, Asmon and his lifestyle. The same thing with XQC in his room. It's just like a funny thing or whatever. Now, about the shower thing, the thing is, Asmon is unapologetically himself. He's not like a fake person. He doesn't try to put on a persona or whatever, which is very rare, right? And that's why so many people are gravitating towards him. And yes, it is pretty disgusting. Everybody knows that, but they like him anyways, right? Because he's not trying to give you a course on cleanliness or something like that. It is completely unrelated to his content. But I think what Hassan should be thinking about is that, what does it say about him, right? That people like a guy covered in cockroaches who doesn't shower, who uses dead rats as alarm clocks, apparently doesn't drink water and all this other insane shit, right? And they like him more than you. I mean, just think about how unlikable that makes you, Hassan. Your only job was to actually be more likable than the Roach King, and you couldn't even do that. In fact, I don't know why he's even pointed this out, because it's just embarrassing for him. Also, this man just said that Asmon doesn't even get a fraction of the attention or the scrutiny. Are you fucking delusional, man? Asmon literally has more scrutiny than you just by virtue of being more popular. He's 10 to 50 times more popular than you. How can you possibly argue that he doesn't get scrutinized as much? And there's a bunch of like insane Hassan orbiters and stuff, obviously looking for any way to portray him in the worst light ever. You have your whole fucking complex over there, including a bunch of journalists who specifically have this job to make your ops look bad. Now, the only reason more controversial clips of Hassan are going viral on Twitter is because he says insanely dumb shit on a near daily daily basis. If you just take an aggregate of the short form views, obviously Asmongold goes viral way more because he has a bunch of short channels as well, but those aren't in a negative light. He's usually just going viral for random reaction clips or whatever, whereas for Hasan, it's usually because he said something so fucking unhinged that every normal person had to come out of the woodworks and go, this guy's insane. Right, so then he says that most people don't know who Asmon is.
The reality of the matter is, he's been able to carve out a place for himself without actually getting a lot of scrutiny from the broader public. Most people don't know who the fuck he is, but people online who spend every waking moment online do know who he is. You're better than doing an ad hominem, man. Brother, an ad hominem would imply that I'm name calling him. Nothing I said about Asmongold so far is something that he hasn't divulged himself. The reason why you think this is actually like name calling him is because you also are kind of embarrassed by the fact that your favorite content creator or someone that you frequently watch has horrible hygiene practices that he unironically presents and promotes as a positive.
Okay, first off, immediately lying. Asmon does not promote his lifestyle as a positive. In fact, he repeatedly says, do not live like me, right? Do not become like me, because he knows his lifestyle is horrible for him, right? He knows he's a victim to his own sort of upbringing and addictions and habits. He's aware that it's not healthy. And that's why people sort of respect that. They know he's living this life or whatever, and he never tells anybody else to actually follow in his footsteps. Quite literally the opposite, right? Meanwhile, Hasan wants to serve as an example of how to live an exemplary life, right? Meanwhile, living in a $3 million mansion, buying supercars, designer clothes, yet Asmon is actually living like the socialist, buying a $2 steak. It's so funny because in a weird, twisted way, Asmon is everything Hasan wishes he could be, right? Other than the hygiene stuff, of course. Now, this bozo also said that people don't know who Asmon is unless they spend a lot of time online or if they're like terminally online, right? First off, literally the exact same thing can be said about you, right? Obviously, you are also online, buddy. Second off, most people spend a lot of time online, right? Yes, there's a lot of people who also, solely live in the real world and they never log on to Reddit or Twitter or YouTube or anything, but the overwhelming majority of people spend time on social media, right? This is why the online world influences a lot of real life. And this is the same reason why you're a fucking danger to society with your non-stop terrorist propaganda. He's not called a Roach King for nothing. He has had a lot of scrutiny. He lives like a fiend. He got canceled, removed from OTK for an opinion, and nobody can collab with him without getting canceled. It's Hasan that is struggling with scrutiny for the first time. Asmon doesn't portray himself as a journalist like Hasan. The entire left shits on Asmon. It's just that you have more haters, and those haters are from every faction. Yeah, that's the thing with Hasan, is that people on the right, left, middle, and everybody else has no problem shitting on him because the controversies he gets into are apolitical. You're zapping your dog, you fucking idiot. He gets more views than you. You clearly are mentioning his hygiene to try to belittle and insult him. This clip shows why people dunk on you mercilessly. Hasan, most people don't know who Asmongold is. Meanwhile, Asmon, 50K, Hasan, 30K. No, there was this one day in spring in 1995 when Hasan actually had the same view account as Asmongold. Also, Asmon was multi-streaming, but Hasan will never let you forget it. I almost had the popularity of Asmongold, guys. Right, so then Hasan calls out Asmon for not debating him, calls out Asmon for ducking a convo. Right, so a chatter commented this: you and Zach actually agree on many issues, but y'all will never know because it's more lucrative for y'all to talk about and around each other instead of directly to each other. No bad faith, y'all. Chill. Just gotta warn the Hasan mob before they're sicked on this guy.
His response was, I don't talk to terrorists. He's also, I saw a clip yesterday where he said, you won't talk to him. You've reached out though. So he's just straight up not telling the truth or lying by omission. No, he is just straight up telling his audience an alternative version of events. There has never been a moment where I have refused to talk to Asmongold. Okay? Anytime, any place. So one must ask the question why he routinely finds different reasons as to why he won't talk. And when you're questioning that, you should also question why he consistently presents me as a terrorist, a danger, one that needs to be prosecuted by the government, and how that matches up with his supposedly pro-First Amendment values. Why would I be worried about talking to Asmongold when I was literally supposed to debate Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, Hassan, I wonder what happened to Charlie Kirk then. Yeah, that's right. He was assassinated by some psycho freak lunatic. In fact, it was a radical far lefty freak just like you. And as we know, Hassan just loves terrorism and supporting terrorists. Maybe he doesn't want to die, Hassan. Maybe that's a reason. Or maybe it's because you literally implied that he murdered his mom, right? There's no point in talking to a pathological liar. I mean, we all saw your debate with Ethan Klein, right? You got absolutely bodied. And then what did you do? Instead of actually logically, reasonably talking it out, you just scream and call the other person a racist piece of shit and try to slander them, calling them all sorts of names.
You moron, you racist piece of shit.
What?
Because Iraq and then Iraqis.
Dude, you screaming and grandstanding doesn't mean you're right.
So how do you debate with someone like that? And I think one of Hassan's biggest fans, Sasha Gray, proved it, right? When evidence is presented in front of their face, they turn off the screen.
There's no tape. You cannot cut the prongs off. And the cope is so hard with a lot of people on this.
Like the electric prongs are taken out of it.
But here's my thing, right?
Oh, I don't want to watch any more of this.
I'm all for having conversations or whatever, but when the other side is not open to changing their minds and viewpoints, instead of trying to convince a cult leader to change his opinion, which he's never going to do, instead you go after the general public and try to just present them with the facts and evidence and let them come to their own conclusions. And that is exactly what we did with the shock collar situation. We overlaid the color, we found the exact model, we found all the corroborating evidence, right? We got all the testimonies from the Hassan orbiters as well. QT revealed, right? Who goes to his house, revealed the information that it was covered by a tape and the prongs were taken off and proved it's a shock collar, right? And once we've presented that evidence to the public comes to a conclusion that Hassan likely shocked his dog, right? And at that point, you don't need to have a debate, right? You have just proved it without actually engaging with the party at all. Also, it's not like Asmon wants you to be prosecuted by the US government. He just wants existing laws to be enforced, right? On Twitch or in general society. So if you violate TOS, you deserve a ban. If you violate laws, you deserve to be put in prison. It is simple as that. Nobody's asking for a brand new rule to be made and specifically enforced on Hassan Piker. We're just asking for actual equality, actual fairness, and you to actually face consequences for what you've done, like advocating murder.
You would kill Rick Scott.
Asmongold should tell Hassan he'll debate him if Hassan debates Destiny first. Why debate someone that is intellectually dishonest and gaslights obvious truths? Some people cannot be reasoned with. I'm sorry. Like someone like Hassan Piker, first off, he's not going to let you talk. Second off, he's just not going to be honest and he's going to deny reality. You cannot engage with a fucking schizo who's going to lie to you about every single thing. Like you just can't have a debate. Moving on to the man with the highest recorded IQ in the galaxy, XQC. XQC is confused.
The dog was, guys, which one is it? Guys, I forgot. Guys, what page are we on? I completely forgot. I forgot, guys, what page of the book we're in. Because I think last time I checked, there was 19 pages of the What Happened That Day book.
Into this fucking idea that I'm
the gates being a baby and the gates, dude,
like abusing my dog.
What? Hassan Abbey. Now, even if the dog collar gate was all fake, even in the realm where it was all fake, I'm going to entertain that. Okay, it's all fake. Cool. What about the clip of him pulling the dog's tail? Okay, let's say that's Photoshop and ketchup. Oh, good. Let's say these are both fake. What about the one where the collar's so tight and whatever, and the dog is bleeding?
No, stop. Do not ask him about the clips. It's out of context. Don't you understand? The context was that he yanked his dog's tail because, you know, he was looking at Asmon's view count and he got very mad. You just got to understand the context, guys. Come on. Also, I love the way he said his name. Hassan Abbey. Moving on to Hassan calling out Adin Ross. Now, context, he's talking about how he's like the dad of streaming and he's like sort of teaching everybody good values. And he brings up Jason the Ween as well. Hassan reflects on Adin Ross being one of his biggest failures. Buddy, what are you talking about? You didn't like incubate this guy.
I need that shirt now. Jason is also someone who's learned a lot from you. Yeah, exactly. Like there's no, like, there are failures throughout my career. I've had very high profile failures chat calling Jason a right-wing shithead is insane. No one is calling Jason in this community a right-wing shithead. What are you talking about? We literally have we have an emote dedicated to Jason. The f do you mean? No one is saying that or doing that. As a matter of fact, these are people I collab with and I will continue to collaborate with, and ain't nobody can tell me otherwise. And if anyone has an issue about that, they can suck me from the back, okay? That's always been my take. And I have always demonstrated patience, and that has led to some very high-profile ups and failures. Adin Ross is one of the best examples of that, right? Like I tried so fucking hard with Adin. I tried my very best to make sure that he did not like become a right-wing shithead, but the money was too good, and the feelings were too, he just felt too hot about eating Andrew Tate's ass. Like he just wanted to do that.
I tried very hard. So what exactly did you do, Hassan, besides sucking on terrorist schlong 24/7, firmly grasping it? I mean, if anything, you probably turned him away from the left. You probably pushed him more to the right because he saw how regarded you were, right? And he thought that, okay, well, I don't want that. I want the opposite of that, right? And I don't know why he's talking about Adin Ross like he's his Padawan and he's like the Jedi who trained him or something. And then Adin Ross turned to the dark side like Darth Vader or something. I mean, I guess it fits in line with the Star Wars universe. But yeah, considering you're Palpatine Piker, I guess what, Adin Ross is Darth Maul or like, what? Okay, I'm trying to fit this in. It's not really a thing. But also by that logic, aren't you Destiny's biggest failure? Because Destiny is the one who literally gave you your start and gave you your career as well. And now he hates you so much. Also kind of goes both ways here. And you didn't even give Adin Ross his career. So I don't know what he's talking about. Also, I just love how he says, we love Jason the Win, guys. Coincidentally, right? Not relevant at all, but Jason the Win has the highest sub count on Twitch right now. So interesting how Hassan just happens to love this guy, right? Also, Jason, from what I understand, is not really political. He just does random IRL streams with FaZe guys. And Hassan desperately wants to believe they align on every viewpoint or whatever. I think they are sort of like friends in that friend group of Valkyrie, QT, Hassan or whatever. But they're like streamer friends, as Ludwig would put it, right? They're not going to each other's funeral or whatever. But I know the perfect test for your friendship. Go tell Jason to stay on stream. I'm a big fan of Hassan Piker. I love and agree with all of his politics. Let's see how that goes down because, you're just such good friends, right? I'm sure he'd have no problem. But yeah, it's okay. One by one, we're slowly converting everybody to the Hassan hater squad, right? In time, everybody will come to the right side of history. So if you didn't allow Hassan to groom you into supporting terrorism, you're a failure by his standards. Adin Ross unironically has more political impact than Hassan ever will. Trump thanked him in the victory speech. By the way, I think Adin just said that he's completely staying away from politics now. And the second he unlisted his Trump video or whatever, he got a bunch of more people reaching out, brand deals, sponsors, and a bunch of people who wanted to collab. So he's staying away from politics entirely now. So could be a new change or whatever. I don't know. Moving on to the comedian that Hassan had on stream before he was kind of jokingly roasting Hassan, and now he's completely glazing him, saying that people only hate him because he's hot. Stavy and Gianmarco defend Hassan in Colorgate.
Uses his dog. Yeah, well, and then the second I walked in there, into his home, and the dog comes up and runs to me, I'm like, this is crazy.
No, there's no way. I mean,
this is insane.
That's funny because I didn't even think about the context because of you not really knowing that world. But when in doubt, it's just guys mad at Hassan. Yeah, he is the biggest lightning rod because between I mean literally they act towards Hassan the way they think he acts to his dog, where it's he's you have far left politics, which immediately kind of, people attack you for whatever. Mm-hmm. But then he's just a piece of ass. And what most of the, and he's rich, and what most of the he's the perfect guy in a lab. He's like a hot Muslim who fucking talks about left politics and got rich off their platform for video games. But he talks about, how Trump is bad on it. And it's of course, it's you invented a guy for the stereotypical Groyper, incel, whatever fan to be mad at. Having said that, he is a piece of shit. He's a Turkish dog as far as I'm concerned, and I don't want to. Do not clip me. Whatever you do not clip me giving him compliments. Yeah, that is my one thing. I would like. I don't want to be seen on the record as supporting Hasan too much because I also hate him for those exact reasons. Yeah. And I am looking forward to his inevitable downfall when the Trump-controlled media does take his Twitch account away. Yes. That'll be the one silver lining.
Oh my god, this guy is so spineless. And not because he's a talking tub of lard, but actually because he says something and then he immediately goes, I didn't mean it, guys. Please. You know, he's saying it as a joke, but it's obvious that he's also scared of backlash. I mean, if you're actually in love with him, then don't put us in that boat, right? That guy is fucking repulsive to any sane human, right? Who looks at a word coming out of his mouth. Also, what are these arguments? Oh yeah, people just hate him because of far left politics or whatever. You mean supporting terrorists? Yes, people hate him because he supports terrorists, bro. Like, I think that's a pretty reasonable opinion to have. Right, so he also says that it's just guys, man, right? According to him, girls cannot be mad at Hasan Piker. Sorry to break it to you, but plenty of girls do not like Hasan. You're basically saying that girls are too stupid and will like him regardless because he's hot. Like, which, I mean, if you're a 40-year-old cat lady like Taylor Lorenz, then yes, I guess that would be the case. But normal people with the basic level of common sense can understand he's just an unlikable person and a douchebag and a piece of shit, right? Plenty of women watch these videos, obviously, and do not like Hasan. So that's automatically proven wrong, and it appears this guy just has a crush on him or something. I don't know. Right, so then they defend Hasan in the shock collar thing in like the worst way.
When we lose freedom of the press, Hasan will have to go back
while
to
he's on stream.
Yeah.
The chat will be like, look behind you, look behind you, look behind you. It was more just like the thing of where I had it's how video can paint a narrative, and in my mind, I think the thing I was like, yeah, it isn't fair to make a dog stay in frame all the time. Like it's got to be. It like started to bleed in,
hilarious.
And then you're there and you're like the dog's wandering around, and there's this gigantic fucking dog is just lying down next to my leg, and you're like, yeah, dogs lie down.
Yeah,
but it didn't convince me, but it did get under my skin enough that I was like, am I making a bad decision right now?
That's
and
hilarious.
Then I walked in there, and I swear to God, the second I saw the dog, I was like, you idiot.
Right.
How powerful this.
Yeah. That's crazy because
so many clips and these Twitch streamers, they're on camera.
Yeah.
I think
their whole time.
Their whole life is on camera. There's 3 clips where Hasan moves his hand like this and the dog goes like this and you go, it's a shock.
Yeah.
Wow. So this brain dead moron literally saw the clip, right? He saw the clip and went, yeah, this looks bad, guys. He totally shocked that dog. And now he's like, oh, well, I saw the dog days later and she came up to me or whatever and she looks okay. What a dumbass. I mean, absolutely zero IQ. Why do these people have this podcast and have these mics, dude? I just don't understand. It's crazy. I mean, I don't even know who this other guy is. I guess they're comedians or whatever, but stick to comedy instead of talking about shit you have zero idea about because it's honestly embarrassing. I genuinely don't think Stavros looked into anything Hasan has been criticized for. He probably just takes Hasan's word for it and doesn't give it another thought. Doesn't excuse the fact that he sounds like an idiot here, but that's likely why. I imagine he just shares Hasan's politics, right? He's like a lefty or whatever, and he thinks, well, Hasan's the leader of the left here, which is just not true. It can't be that he says horrible shit online. It can't be that he runs his mouth and is unlikable. It can't be that he associates with the biggest degenerates online and is the worst community on the internet. No, he's just a perfect punching bag for the conservatives. F off. No, Kaya, no. A guy glazing a guy and ignoring that he shocks dogs. Why are you gay? This dude has Hasan's pee-pee stuck down his throat. That's what I thought as well. I mean, just the way he's talking, he's like, oh my God, he's so hot. He sounds like Taylor Lorenz, bruh. Moving on to moron streamer NMP. Now, he's been on the channel before for making fun of dead kids as a sick joke, doubling down a bunch of times, defending Hasan a ton because he's a complete moron. Right, so his co-host Soda Poppin thinks it was a shock color. NMP claims he's never seen the clip.
Let me ask you, Hasan, his dog, do you think he did it?
Shocked his dog? Yes.
Wow.
I think he did shock his dog. And I think there is, I saw somewhere that he wants his dog on that elevated bed.
Why?
Because it helps the dog's joints. I don't know how true that. I'm not a fucking
I think that is
vet.
true because I think okay. I heard that about Buddy too.
But something irks me the wrong way that area, that bed is perfectly in place in cam. Why not have more beds?
Maybe
in the
so he
house,
can
I
just
guess?
see it.
Yeah, there's a lot of arguments that go somewhat in his favor, but at the same time, I still don't think that brings up a shot collar as the answer for something like that.
Maybe that's what,
It just rubs me the wrong way.
his trainer said.
And the thing is, I'd listen to a trainer. I would.
Who knows?
I don't know. But something rubs me the wrong way. Shot collar, place, in a fucking corner in the room. Something rubs me the wrong way with it.
What do you mean place? Is that what he said?
That's what he says, place. That's
you know what's funny?
My trainer was telling me to use the word place too.
I have
Didn't
still
tell me a shot
not
collar,
seen
but-
the clip. Isn't that crazy? I've gone this whole time without seeing the clip.
Okay, I know he's like Asmon's friend or whatever, but NMP might be the dumbest f***ing guy on planet Earth, dude. What do you mean you didn't see the clip? What are you even talking about, dude? You absolute room temperature IQ NPC moron. Imagine, right? You provide video evidence to a judge of a crime, and bro says, well, I didn't see it. I didn't watch it. And they're like, oh yeah, not guilty. I mean, I just don't know what to say. This guy's got to be rage baiting or something. But that's kind of his, like, he has that Casey-tron vibe where he's like, oh, everything I do is a troll, guys. But also I'm going to be an obnoxious idiot moron all the time, right? And it doesn't make any sense because these are your actual opinions. And then when you get caught, you're like, I was joking. I was actually joking. Like, shut the fuck up, moron. And honestly, this is like the average Hasan defender right here, right? I did not see the clip. Just unbelievable. Like, how are you even talking then?
There's a lot of clips.
I've seen zero.
What?
I never watched
would
the clip. I read the title and the comments and I make my decision based on that.
That's stupid.
I know.
That is so dumb. You wonder why people hate you.
Yeah, okay, well, yeah, I guess you're right,
Can't wait to go through the comments on this one.
It really, at the end of the day, man, he shot the dog, did not shot the dog. He still has like 35K views. His community still loves him. It was all just so much of yapping and nothing got accomplished.
I'm gonna say it as a someone that feels honestly like more of a spectator as I don't do anything.
Yeah.
That meme is hilarious.
Oh, dude, the memes now I've seen.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know how his co-host didn't pop a blood vessel. How do you deal with people like this, right? I didn't see the clip, but I saw the memes, guys. I mean, I'm kind of glad nobody takes this guy seriously at all. He's just like considered like a pathetic joke or whatever. Now click this video or I place zap you in a place. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.